Hey everybody, Robert again here with A to Z Smart Home. And so today's video, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some of the smart home devices that are not lights. We've been focusing a lot on lights and light strips and how they can add to your environment. And of course they can, and they're great, but there's a lot of other options and components that you can use to add to the lights and just make things work a whole lot better. You have devices such as smart locks, which can be controlled remotely and programmed to lock and unlock based on your location. You also have smart motion sensors, which can trigger lights when you walk in and out of rooms, and you can set the lights to go off after a certain period of time. You also have smart washers and dryers, which can help monitor your clothing cycles. One of the nice things about that is I actually have a couple Samsung units, is they monitor the condition of the washer and of the dryer, as far as like the washer, obviously with the water, it'll let you know like, hey, you need to clean the tub. The dryer will alert you if it has a clog in the vent. So those are really nice things to where you can help keep those components in good working order for a long time. You also have smart refrigerators and smart dishwashers. I also have a Samsung smart refrigerator, and I love it because it gives me the opportunity to see inside the refrigerator without actually opening the door. So if I'm out shopping or needing to create a grocery list, I don't necessarily have to go open the door to the refrigerator to see what I've got in there. One thing that is kind of a bummer is it doesn't show you what's in the door. So there's no camera facing, obviously, outside the refrigerator to look at the door side. But that's not a big deal. There's only a few items that's in there. And you're also able to control like freezer temperature and what the refrigerator temperature is. You can control your water and your ice makers. And again, just it's all about convenience. It just makes things easier. One nice thing about this particular refrigerator is it's a four-door unit. So the freezer section on the bottom is split in two, and the one section to the right, you can actually make it a refrigerator instead of a freezer, where if you need more refrigerator space. Or you can turn it into a freezer if you need more freezer space. So that gives a lot of flexibility, and you can all control all of that right in your app. It's super easy. I also have a Samsung smart dishwasher that you can control via the SmartThings app. You can set custom settings for your wash cycle, and it too also notifies you if the device needs to be cleaned internally, and it'll actually run a cleaning cycle of some really, really hot water just to help keep the system clean. Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of Samsung products. I think their products are great. They've worked well long term. Prior to this washer and dryer, we had a Samsung series. It wasn't a smart series because that wasn't a huge thing at the time, but they ended up being 12 years old before we replaced them. They work great. So all of these products, since I'm already using SmartThings, and of course SmartThings is integrated with my Google Home, it just all integrates. So I have Samsung TVs that are smart. I have Samsung washer, dryer, refrigerator, dishwasher. And again, I can monitor the condition of all of those and set custom settings all from the app. And it's just fantastic. Then, of course, you have smart home speakers. You have smart home displays. As you can see back here on my desk, I have a display that's one of the smaller Google hubs, and I like it because it shows you weather, it shows you pictures that you set to sync with a particular folder. It just gives you a lot more information than a speaker that doesn't have the screen. I do have just a regular Google Home device that is just a speaker, but it sits down in my office. And then in the bedroom and in the kitchen, I have the larger Google Hub Max, which is the bigger screen. It also has a camera. And we actually do a lot of video calls with some family up in Wisconsin and to talk to our grandbabies. And again, it just makes things a lot easier. So we have them in both places where we could do that from either location. Talking more about the motion sensors that I have two Philips Hue motion sensors in the house. One is in our closet, so that way when we open the closet door, it'll automatically turn on due to Philips Hue lights that are above. And then when there's no more motion, I have it set to shut the lights off after 15 minutes of no motion detected. So that way you don't have to worry about lights staying on, and you don't, if your hands are full of clothes and you're trying to hang them up, you don't have to worry about flipping switches on. And again, it's just about added convenience. The other one I actually have located underneath the bed. So that way, if you walk by the sensor, I have it set to turn certain lights on. My wife will get up a lot of times at night, and I don't want her to have to walk through a dark house. So when she gets up, it sees her there. It turns on one light in the bedroom right underneath the bed. It turns the stair light on, and it also turns a light on in the kitchen area to, again, just add a little mild ambient light to where she can see what she's doing without having to flip lights on. And then again, once she comes back and there's no more motion after 15 or 20 minutes, it turns all those lights off so you don't have to worry about them staying on. For me, that's an added security because you don't want to have to walk through a dark house and start tripping over things or stepping on things. And it also helps if there's other motion and movement, it'll turn the light on. So you can actually put these like in your front foyer area or anywhere there's a door or a window, and you want to be able to monitor if there's any motion around those devices or those openings. So it can add a lot of security as well. I actually almost forgot to mention, I have two exterior Philips Hue motion sensors. One that's on the back porch and one that's on the front porch. And again, when it sees, someone walking up to the door or something going through the backyard, it will turn the lights on. The front of our house, because of the large trees we have, it blocks the light from the street lights. So our front yard can actually get really dark. And so when I take the dog out, it'll turn the lights on, so it gives plenty of light for me to see. When someone walks up, if there's a delivery, it'll turn the lights on. And in the back, it does the same thing, basically. It'll turn the lights on if you're coming up to the door or somebody's walking through the yard. The back door is more of a security feature than it is anything because I don't have people coming in and out of my back door. But I do want lights to come on when someone's back there or something is back there, which has actually helped scare away stray dogs and things like that. So again, that's a security aspect to me. I have one other device that it has a built-in sensor, camera, and lights, and that's the fairly new Google, I forget exactly what they call it. It's a garage light system. So it has everything built into it, and you put it in place of your existing like spotlights. So when a car comes up, it will automatically turn on the lights and start recording. And so again, it just adds some nice security features. So when we're away, I don't have to worry about the house being dark or not being monitored, and it's really helped a lot. I'll put links to the devices in the description below, so that way you can go take a look at them. And if you buy something through those links, we do get a small affiliate commission, kind of help keep the channel going, so I would appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, you can add them there as well. I'm also going to have a blog post on my website, www.a2zsmarthome.com. That's going to go over a lot of this and have some images and different things so you can see exactly what they are and how I'm using them. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options and things that you can add to your smart home just to make things easier and add some convenience and also add security, which can be a nice factor to consider. So again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and I would sure appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe to kind of help keep the channel growing, trying to get this off the ground, and hopefully be able to provide some good information and some tips and tricks, and just help people out in designing their first smart home, because it can be a little overwhelming at times. But listen, thanks again, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.